Smash time is in the building.
With practices and then I go and perform, it's so much more that comes with it that you have to be ready for. Just like the ladies mentioned, it has to be something that you want to do. But as far as a game or wanting to miss a game, you're not going to want to. You're going to love it so much that you want to be present at each game.
This is a question for anybody. I mean, how it go like as far as like, okay, whenever you late the practice, what's your consequences? Like what happens? Or y'all just don't be late.
Don't be late. That's for college. That's just don't be late. Just don't be late.
It shows your seriousness and your commitment. Cause she's quiet over there, but the girl on the end, Danica, she's on Xavier's dance team, and I help coach them, and they get in trouble if they're late. By what it is, 5 minutes?
Yeah, we get the merits.
Yeah, they get like a point system. If you get so many points, then you get cut from this game, or you get so many, you get put off the team. So that's how we do it at Xavier. So they aren't late.
Being late is just very unacceptable in Diva and so unacceptable.
And life happens.
You know, but if you be late once, you're never going to be late again.
Just start getting the habit of communicating too.
Yeah, that's it.
And y'all, we gotta. And I mean, we're young ladies. I don't have to sugarcoat anything. Y'all gotta start learning. Or I'm not gonna say y'all because I don't want to seem like I'm just looking at y'all. But as young ladies, we have to start learning how to push through things. When you get on your collegiate team, something like cramps, something like, oh, I cut my toe or my leg, like that's not gonna be something that's excusable. Like if you are in the hospital, okay, like, you know, yes. But we gotta start learning how to push through those small things, because you don't want to miss out. You don't want to miss out on anything. That's the worst feeling, is missing out on something. Like you just be like, dang, I could have been there. Like I wish I was there. So we just gotta start learning how to push through things and communicate.
And I think, and that goes into having, y'all have to learn that like what she was saying earlier, it's a brand. You're a part of a brand that's been well established before you even thought about even joining whatever that team is, right? So there's, now with y'all, it's much, I mean, when me and Willie was coming up, you know, we were regionally looking at schools, right? Now y'all can go on YouTube and go to North Carolina, go to a million different places outside of Louisiana, right? So the competition is steep. So that means there's thousands of girls that want to be where they are, which means they're going to do and push through any and every obstacle or minor inconvenience to be there and stay there, because some of the girls they started with ain't finished with them. Airielle did 5 years. All 5 years look completely different for her, right? So just because you made it once, you have to keep that up, and that comes with a lot, because they understand that team, that school is bigger than, Divas is bigger than Lachey, right? Because after Lachey leaves, guess who's still going to be there? Divas. So that's kind of the mindset you have to get in going into these programs, that is much bigger than you. You want to do everything possible to make the brand look good, even when you don't know somebody's watching. Like even me, to get them to do this, I had to, you know, make sure they look good. You know, they you know, we talked about stuff. What's going to make them look in the best light for the brand? Because when this gets out in the public, it's not just Airielle Brooks. It's, you know, Airielle the dog, right? So think of it in that aspect too, that you don't make the team, right? Like you're just a member of this team, but it's not, you know, it's not about you. So you have to do everything in your power to make it look good. Because then when the team looks good, then you look good. How did you decide? How did y'all decide which teams?
So one day I was chilling. I always tell the story. One day I was chilling in my room, and my coach had, my high school coach, DM'd me like all of the swag schools. She didn't DM me all of the dance teams, but like all of the swag schools, and it was only like 12 of them. So I'm scoping through them, and only 2 schools stood out to me, like if I felt like it matched me. So that was Diva and Motion. And like choosing between them two, I don't know, I just, something about Diva just kind of like gravitated me towards Diva. Plus Diva audition was before Motion, so I had to go to them before I went to Motion. Man, I wound up making it, so because that was like my first choice, I just went with Diva.
For me, so this is also like I want y'all to keep in mind like your academics too. So I chose my school based off of what I wanted to major in, and originally it was nursing. So, and actually, I don't know if a lot of people know this, but I got accepted into AMDA, which is a performing arts school. There's 2 locations, and there's one in New York and there's one in LA. I got accepted into the LA location, but when you kind of just come back, I was 18. I just wanted to jump, into the real world. But Mama was like, I don't think you're ready for that yet, so just pipe down a little bit. Let's figure out some other options. And so, I always wanted to be a labor and delivery nurse, which I still have dreams of. So I chose, Southern based off of the very prestigious nursing school, and everything else kind of just followed after that.
So I chose based off like my style of dance and what like fit me the most. And out of all the schools, it was definitely the Golden Girls. Like it just fit me. Just go Golden Girl. Wrong woman.
Yes. And what made you choose the NBA route?
So if I could do it all over again, I definitely probably would have done the college route first. I think auditioning, and a lot of people don't know this, but I didn't make the team my first year auditioning. I had just turned 18. I was overweight. I didn't have any technical skills. I was very strong in hip hop. That's always been something I've been strong in, but I had never gone to dance school, so I didn't have any real training in dance. I just was natural at hip hop. And my first year, I was like, oh, I'm gonna go and try out, because you probably don't know this, but me and Ivyanne were on an NBA team, like the children group. At that time, we were called the Stingers. And so I was already in that world, and I knew from that moment I would see the women come out, and I'm like, that's what I'm gonna be when I grow up. That's what I wanna do. And I thought I could just go in and audition, and I was gonna make the team, and everything was gonna be great, and I was in for a rude awakening. I did not make it my first year. So I was like, okay, maybe I should try Saints. Even though I knew I didn't want to do the cheerleader route, I always wanted to be an NBA dancer. I felt like maybe I need to try this route and kind of get into it, and then I can go back to the NBA. Well, I didn't make that team. So then it was like, all right, so I got to go back and work on myself. But I knew what I really wanted to do, and that was to be an NBA dancer, because it was an arena I was already familiar with, and it was, to me at the time, it's different now, but at the time, the NBA side danced more versus the football season and football cheerleaders. It was more cheer, pom-poms, and that wasn't the route that I wanted. I wanted to do hip-hop dance. So I trained, I worked very hard for a year, and then I went back and auditioned and I made the team. But it was something that I always knew since I was, 13? Yeah, I was on that team. 13 years old, that I knew I wanted to go the NBA dance route. And then from there, it turned into, okay, I want to backup dance. And so I spent my time auditioning for agencies. Some I've made, some videos I've gotten to do, some other performance opportunities I've gotten to do, but a lot of them, it was a lot of rejection, a lot of no. So I just started to, a lot like what many of you have said, I knew what fit me in the NBA world fit me. But there was more that started to evolve from there. And I just kind of went with that. And if I made it, I got it. If I didn't, then I just kept going. Because I look at rejection as it's just redirection. It doesn't mean it's the end all, be all, you're never going to make it. It just meant I need to continue to do things that work for me. But the NBA world was just, that had like my heart. It was something about performing at a game with all of the fans that was near and dear to me, and I wanted to continue that, which is why when I moved to Houston, it was just, I just knew, okay, I want to try out for the Rockets. But it was something I knew very young. But if I could go back, I would have gone the college route first and did that, and then transitioned to the professional world, because when I first started, I just wasn't ready. I wasn't ready for that life.
we didn't really have YouTube and stuff like that
Yeah,
back then.
we didn't have all
So
of what
vote.
y'all have access to now. We didn't have that.
I think if
We
I
didn't
had
have
to pick
no-
one, really, it probably would be motion for you. Knowing what I know now, yeah. Because she's danced super powerful. But I don't know, the Golden Girls, they get low to the ground and like really,
Yeah.
we wasn't doing it. So, yeah, I think it probably would have been motion for you. I can see, because Dolls would have been like,
No
because she
offense.
danced so big, and like she would have been like, she would have been like, she's literally an Energizer Bunny, like Willie, no stopping out of. You ever take some of her classes?
But I would say,
Worn out.
I think, what's your name? Jonelle, what you said about doing your research and seeing what style fit you, I think that's the biggest thing, because even though I knew you all have a lot more access to this information than I did back then, which is why I only went with what I knew, which was the NBA. I auditioned for Lakers, I auditioned for Clippers. If you watch them, that's not my style at all. But I wanted to go to LA, I was trying to get with an agency out there, I was trying to backup dance, I was there for a music video, so I was like, let me just audition. When you look at what the Hornets were then and what the Rockets were, that was my style. So I think if you take anything, it would be what you mentioned by looking at either what is it that you're trying to go to school for and what is it that that school has to offer you, but also looking at, do I fit the style, the look, all of this that this team has, is it for me? Am I a match for that? And if not, are you willing to make the changes because that's what you want? Or are you just going to choose something that's more aligned to what you are?
What was y'all first, your most memorable or like favorite moments on the team that y'all?
You got good questions.
Yes.
What's your name?
We love it. Favorite moment on the team. Favorite moment on the team. I have to think. I had a lot of iconic moments at practice and all of that. So I have to think of it.
Like you say also.
Like a list.
I want to say like a near and dear moment for me was when my coach gave me and my classes, we were freshmen at the time, and she gave us a task to come up with like stands or whatever. And it's very easy to feel like a minority when you don't have the training that everyone else has, you know. So I was really trying to like find my place in Diva. So when she asked for us to come up with the stands, I'm looking at my sisters like, okay, like what y'all got? They're like, girl, we be on the bar, like we don't do stands and stuff like that. So I'm like, okay, like this is my time to shine. Now keep in mind, I was on All Star before I went to Diva, and they would challenge us to create as well. And I couldn't come up with nothing. It was just like terrible. I'm like, I can't do this. But now I literally have to step up and come up with something, or like we're gonna get in trouble. So I came up with something and they liked it, and that just like it fueled my confidence, because confidence can be like here and there, you know, but it definitely made me feel more secure in my mind and how my mind works and my material and what I'm putting out there. So that was a near and dear moment for me.
And the ones you taught me too.
Yes, and the ones I taught, one of them I taught, I made up. The other one was a intricate 16 that actually the captain made up this year.
For me, I have a whole bunch of moments as well. I feel like my biggest thing that I can talk about all day long is just getting the opportunity to come back for a fifth rip. Like, I think that's something really serious, and you know, not a lot of people get that opportunity. So just to, you know, be part of the, I think, 5 women in the whole entire legacy, to have that opportunity is just amazing. You meet a lot of people too. You meet a lot of artists. You meet a lot of people, you know, just who are in like different careers, like whether it's clothing or makeup or hair. Like, you just meet so many people and you have the opportunity to network. So any moment where I got to network was just amazing, and also just those pure and just genuine moments with your team. Like those things are just irreplaceable. So I will forever cherish that.
I don't really have a moment in particular. I feel like every day with them. It's every day with them. Every day it's a moment with them. Like it's just always a vibe. So I can't really name. I'm gonna say homecoming. Homecoming for me is just like always a moment. A lot of old heads come back. Just everybody be together, be at practice forever. So yeah, that's like homecoming. Yes, piggybacking off Airielle, you definitely meet celebrities, y'all. I met Lil Boosie. Y'all, it was so crazy. I'm in the lobby. I'm like, wait. I don't know what he was mad at us. So he was mad at us, but he didn't say nothing back though. It was alright. I still saw. Any other question? Okay, yeah, we need to get a question.
When you're dancing, what message do you like to relay? Like, what's your message as you dance? As a dancer, what is your message? Like, what's your message to your people?
I feel like every performance, every time you dance, it's always a different emotion. Because we're humans, so we don't always have the best of days. We're not always just smiling from ear to ear. You know, like I said, we're human. We have tragedy, we have deaths, we have like it's just I hate to be that deep with it, but you know, we experience a lot of different emotions. So every time I dance, I'm like when they say leave it out on the floor, like dance your heart out, I really do that, and I let that show throughout all of my movement. And I think that's what makes dance just so beautiful, is because you can do the same you can do the same 8 count, but it's how you do it. Every time you do it, you're feeling a different way, so it's gonna register, and that count is gonna be different, or that, you know, that movement or something like that. So I'm always just, whatever I feel, just release it through your movement. Yeah, that's what I do.
Yes, we didn't get a question. Well, no, you been had your hand up. Yeah.
So, my question is, what advice would you give to your younger self about the routine that you're on now?
You said
What advice would you give to your younger self? Like our freshman? Yeah. Our freshman year or so?
Knowing what they know now.
I would tell myself to breathe and like relax, because you're here, like, you know. And I would remind myself to not compare my growth to anyone else's growth, because I'm on my own way, you know. And it really starts there, because as soon as you start comparing, then it's like, then jealousy follows. It's just like a whole bunch of negative things just follow because you decided to compare. So never compare yourself. That's what I would tell my younger self.
It's really a lot. I want to put my mama on the spot so bad. She really knows everything. Freshman self. I hate to. I was gonna be real. Can I be real? Can I be real?
Yeah.
Not everybody your friend.
Yeah, that's a good one.
Not everybody your friend. People really prey on your downfall, especially as a dancer, especially as a freshman dancer. It could be a lot. You may let a lot of people in, and they will try and tear that wall down because they want to see you fail for real. Especially as a freshman, that's a lot of spotlight on you, a lot of attention. Just be careful who you keep in your circle. And I think we're at the age where we know everybody quiet. We know what I'm talking about, right? We know what I'm talking about. Have your one or two friends. You know, you can be friends with people, but have your one or two people that you really keep like close to you. Because it's a lot of people that will hate and they will take what you tell them and use it against you, throw you under the bus, just because they want to see you down here. So that's something that I would have told my freshman self to just be more mindful of. You save yourself a whole bunch of heartache and a whole bunch of tears by just keeping what you got going on to you and maybe one or two other people. Other than that, that's it.
And to add to that, they have fans that they don't know that they're fans of, and it's so I'm in different Facebook groups, not to put any out there in particular, and I watch to make sure that, because I consider them my little sisters, my babies, because I've been on them for a long time, and I check to make sure they aren't being talked about in a negative light, so it don't get to them. But there are some weird people out there that would honestly try to befriend them or befriend their friend to get information about what they're about to wear this week or what happened in practice. So they may be the nicest and the sweetest person, but it's weird because they are now in this culture of everybody want to be the first person to post the new tea on Facebook. It's not even be real tea. Like, it's not even tea. They just want to be the first to post something, and it's very weird. So that makes it even harder for them to trust people and have the right people in their corner that they may want to vent to. Like Lachey they know that Lachey done called me plenty of times. She's straight out of practice and she drinks like, it just rained on us. And I have to calm her down. Like, woosah. But that's my first time ever saying that out loud. People don't like that's not for me to tell. Like, who cares? But then let's say that I was somebody else. Had a fake page, I can go in there, the Divas just getting out of practice at 2 o'clock in the morning. Their coach had them in the ring. Like, it's that type of stuff where not saying that they have, but it's that type of stuff that people are itching for, and it's the weirdest thing. So even more so today, it is very important to, even now that y'all are going through this audition process, to keep all of that shut. Like,
learn how to be discreet.
Not even your friend, not even your mom and daddy sometimes, honestly. You really have to discern and decipher, like, who can I truly trust? Because everybody needs that one person or one or two people, but you have to really dig deep and know who they are, because in the end, you're going to be messed up if you don't, to be completely honest. Because they're going to be them nights, like I said, Jonelle have called me too, where they just need to scream, vent, let it out, get back to the regular program, and know that whatever I said to Coach Tudor, whoever, is not going to go past it. So like she said, everybody's not your friend. Everybody don't have your best interest at heart, and especially with the popularity that these teams have now, that's even crucial. Like, y'all, it's a wild ride on the other end of that, the opposite end that I see from them. So they're the dancers, and I see the fan side, and it can get scary. Like, I just showed Jonelle, they found old videos of her dancing when she was younger and made like this post. And she's like, where'd they get this from? Like, no, really, like, she's like, I've never even seen this video. Or like, yes, like, the post was nice, but the fact that they were able to find videos, she's about to be 4 years in college now, find videos from 5 to 8 years ago is, crazy. So, yeah, you have to be very careful with that, honestly. Jonelle, you want to go? Oh, did you have a piece of advice? Tell your younger self.
I say stay focused. Stay focused, stay on track. Don't let the outside stuff distract you. Really just stay on track. Stay focused. Stay to yourself. Well, for me, I stay to myself. It just keeps me going in the right direction. And then, like, my freshman year, I had a big tragedy happen. I lost my mom. So it was just a lot. I had to stay focused. Can't let none of that extraness distract me. Because I have a job to do. I want to be bigger than what I already am. So, yeah, just stay focused.
Oh, wait. There was a lot of y'all. Anybody that Didn't ask a question and then has a question. Go ahead, and then we'll do you, Sydney, and then Senna.
My question was, what was your strength? Like, what set you apart in the tribe?
What set you apart in the tribe?
Like, what's something that you did maybe differently in this tribe?
My performance quality, and I could answer so fast because that's like all that I've been told, you know. And like everybody just like, oh my God, girl, your performance quality, like you're just always smiling, and you're just like very pleasant to look at. They always sound very pleasant to look at, you know. So I would say like just giving my all 100% every single time, no matter we marking it, I don't really mark, you know. So yeah.
Yeah, you know, I just want to hear from everybody.
For me, what I've been told, it always started by the way I walked in the room. Before you even dance, can you command the room when you walk in? Before you warm up, that's why I said like, always be present. The way you stand, the way you hold yourself. Does she walk in the room with her head down, or does she walk in the room with her head up? So that's always what I've been told. Because even if I probably could have flamed that whole audition, you wouldn't have known by the way I walked in, right? I had your attention when I walked in, didn't I? You wanted to know my name when I walked in, didn't I? So I think it's before. My mama always told me, make them know your name, and it starts as soon as you walk in the door. So, yeah. I would say my feistiness. A lot of people say like when I dance, it's like feisty. I'm attacking the counts. So I would say that's me. I'm feisty. I'm quiet, but when I dance, you know me. Yeah.
You really have an ultimate. No, if I show you videos of anything like that, I'm not gonna say
Anything you have?
yeah, please.
For me, I'm taking it's not really that big now because now a lot of people have embraced their natural hair and selves. But when I was auditioning, that was a big deal. And we're talking 10 plus years ago. So this was a time where you didn't see many black women with naturally curly hair on teams. So for me, and I remember my second audition, I told y'all the first year I didn't make it. The next time, some girls that were on the team were like, you need to straighten your hair. Like, you need to come to this next audition with your hair straight. And I was like, but that means I gotta have my hair straight the whole time, and that's not me. So fully embracing my image and my look was naturally curly hair was the way that I was able to own the room. And then leaning into the talent that I did have. I knew I was not the strongest at jazz technique. So I knew I had to get past that round to get to hip hop where I could really shine. So making sure that I worked on that, I trained, and I had enough to get past that round to really shine in that hip hop round where I knew I was strong. But it started with appearance for me. It started with you have to look different from everybody else in the room. And also, not that many of us that are black make those teams. So that was when you asked about the message or what are you trying to get out there as a dancer, that was important to me. I wanted other black girls to see you can do this too. So I walked into every room thinking, you gonna watch me. You said your mama said that, everybody told me, make the judges watch you. So my appearance, that's the first thing they're looking at. And then I knew I had to shine where I was the strongest.
And I can add to that. My biggest thing, like people have told me when I was back then dancing, some old now, was that I always was in the front and commanded the room. Like I never cared about who was next to me. And I tell this story all the time to my dancers. When I danced for Xavier for 4 years. And when I made the team, the person I went with, she was a ballerina. Like, yo, she was like ballerina for river. And so I knew when we went together, like, I'm like, this girl gonna be turning. Like, you know, we already had been practicing doing nice things, but we got paired together. So I'm like, okay, I'm gonna just do me. And she trained me too. I learned from her, gave nothing but energy. Like, I just was myself, personality. And I'm short, so I always made sure I was in the front. I never got in the back. Like, you were gonna pick me before we even came back in to do the number thing. Like, as I'm learning to dance, you know how we put y'all in groups and stuff like that. I'm gonna give you the front. even if I'm the only person doing the dance while y'all getting water, I'm about to do the dance. That way they already gonna pick me before they even see y'all. So I was always that person doing it full out. Like I never marked. Even to this day, I can't dance without. I can't mark. I forget it. I have to do it full out. So my strength and commanding, and what set me apart is I always gave full out, and me and the girl made. So while she was turning, I'm up here giving face, doing tricks, doing whatever else while she doing her turns and flips and a million different other like ballet moves. But we both made the team. So we both did what we truly was near and dear to us and our strengths, and we both made it. So for me, it was just commanding the room, and like I say, I'm 4'11", so I was never getting in the bank. I don't care if my numbers would cause me to be in the bank. I'm gonna wiggle my way to the front some type of way. Oh wait, so we're gonna go Sydney, Sanara, and Diddy. Wait, Sydney. That's probably the next thing.
Practices and hours. How did y'all prepare y'all bodies? How did y'all rest? Get ready for the next practice.
I had to change my diet. I'm drinking the cold drink right now, but I'm really not supposed to. Like, I definitely cut the cold drinks out, the hot chips out. Like you can't even give me a hot chip, like for real. Like less of like the TV. I would find myself like just like being like lazy and all of that. So yeah, just like changing my diet and like my normal chilling habits. You don't really have that much time to chill. You need rest, so more rest. So those are the 3 things I would say.
I mean, I think we honestly were just used to working out. You do that every day. It doesn't matter if it's workout as far as like a HIIT workout, like something like like those high intensity workouts, or something dealing with technique, your flexibility, like all of that stuff ties into each other. Honestly, you rest on Sundays. That's really what Sundays is, the rest day. Sunday is your reset day. But you are literally going hard Monday through Saturday. And even sometimes Sunday you still gotta do some type of appearance, performance or something. But when you really truly slow down, I don't know, it just was hard to just not do it. Like, it was hard to slow down, because when I felt myself slowing down, then it was so hard to pick it back up. So rest, because that's what your body needs, but don't rest too much, because it's gonna be hard to bounce back and shake back into that mode. But do what you have to do for your muscles and your body, but don't get complacent and don't start slacking and stuff, because it's gonna be real hard to pick it back up.
Great, I agree with everything they said. Working out for sure, most definitely. Everything they said, take that in.
And anything that keeps you zen, like if you're a spiritual person and you need to meditate, whatever, like do whatever you need to do for you. Don't. Just because you're on a team don't mean you have to strip away your own personal values and what helps keep you zen and calm, like at the same time.
My crab sister told me, if you need to take a break, take a 7-minute nap. 7 minutes, that's all you need. 7-minute nap. 7 minutes, that's it.
Yes, that's it. Oh yeah, whoever got a story.
Okay.
You gotta tell a story, whatever. Advice.
So I was actually kind of going through this period after a few months after like I finished, being on the team and stuff. But prior to making the team, of course, like I said, I went to NOCA. I traveled with a dance convention. I just wanted to be this industry dancer, right? And by industry, I mean, behind the artist, on tour, doing, commercials, movies, stuff like that. I was just so in that element. And coming out of college, I felt like I had been so removed from what I was previously doing before college. I felt like I lost all of my relationships because I went to college and I was here. I didn't get to go to LA or go to Atlanta and go to Houston and, you know, and continue to dance like I was dancing before I made the team, because it is a commitment. So you got to commit your time to what you're doing now. So just a few months afterwards, I felt like I lost it. I felt like I couldn't be who I was before I made the team, because I had just been so far. Things are constantly changing. Like in the span of 4 years, to see the improvement and just the advancement of just industry life, it's so crazy, because it's crazy. Like people get booked just off of Instagram now. Like it's no more like going to, you know, auditions and, you know, like when I auditioned for Janet Jackson, that was a all day thing. It was hundreds, thousands of dancers. Now you could post a video on Instagram and you dancing and then boom, booked, you know. So I'm trying to change my mindset to think like that, but I definitely felt like because I was so far removed, it had been years since I had been back in that element, I honestly thought I lost it. And I felt like I couldn't be who I was before. But hey, Airielle is always gonna be Airielle. So I just had to get out of that mindset thinking that I couldn't be who I am. I don't know why, but yeah, and it's hard, you know, being in the brand. You can forget who you are because you're such in this brand, but it's so important to stay true to yourself and remember who you are outside of what you wear, you know, and who you represent. Because at the end of the day, you're a woman first, and then the dancing comes second. So you got to be who you are before you can, you know, represent something else.
Yeah, that was great. Thank you. No, it's real. It's real. It's real. It's like everything really just ties together. Like recognizing that you're making a commitment, recognizing that you can't, you know, befriend everybody or tell everybody everything, because they probably will be secretly preying on your downfall. You know, just like watching your company, like it all just comes back together. I feel like when life still happens, like even when Nell said about life, like you can lose a passion for dance, you know, because of life things that's going on. But just like Airielle said, like pushing through it. Like it's just like a little cut or something. Like if anything go on outside of practice, you know, they usually tell you to leave it at the door or whatever. Whatever's going on, you need to use dance as your like release. Use it as your release. Like that's how I feel like your question was, how do you like get through feeling like, oh, well, you know, dance not for me just because your coach said it or some friends saying it. First of all, if you don't take yourself serious, nobody gonna take you serious. Nobody gonna take you serious. If you feel like, oh girl, I'm just gonna, you know what I'm saying, you're only wasting your own time. You know, be serious about what you're doing. Like, so that along with just like staying to yourself and everything like that, release when you go to practice. Just let it all out. Put it in your dance. Don't form it into an attitude and shoot it at somebody else. Put it into your dance. Put it into your material.
And you may have to remove those people. Like if it's something you truly want to do and you have this person or this naysayer saying this when your heart wants to go somewhere else, then they have to go. Sometimes you can't, you know, control who coaches you or who's over you, but at the same time you can still block the negative out and have tunnel vision if that's truly something that's in your heart first, honestly. And then find somebody else to like-minded people to be in your corner, to be honest. Mm-hmm. So keep you afloat.
the thing that helped me the most, I feel like it's probably like the last thing I'm gonna say on this, like, y'all really have to get closer to God. You know, that's really like the ultimate thing, right? So I'm not a heavy prayer or anything like that, but I was really going through a tough time as a freshman, and I asked God, like, God, just remove anybody that's not for me. And that's probably the easiest, most powerful prayer you could ever say, because I promise you, like, something gonna happen, and it's gonna be like, girl, I'm straight on you, like, for real. It's really gonna happen like that. Like, anybody that you thought was in your corner, like, God is really gonna reveal their true intentions or what they really was trying to do, and then you just move accordingly, adapt. When God show you something, when people show you who they are the first time, believe them.
And I think one thing I want to add, just going back to the question of how do you, I'll try and turn it and say, how do you maintain that love for it? You just have to choose it. So if you get to a point, which I've gotten to that point where I felt like I'm not booking any videos, I didn't make this audition, this is probably not for me. And I had to get to a point where I said, no, I'm just going to continue to choose this over and over and over. Even being this big old age of 33 and a mom of a 3-year-old, I still make the choice and say, I am still going to do this. I am still going to be a part of this dance community here in New Orleans because this is something that I choose to do and I love. Did life happen? Did I not make certain things? Are there some adjustments I've had to make? Yes. Do I dance as much as I did when I was 23? No. But am I still a part of the dance world and community? Very much so. And it's something that I choose to do. So you have to decide, is it something you want to maintain? And you might get to a point where you feel like, I have so many friends who have done amazing things and have decided, I'm done with dance. There's not enough money, I'm not booking this, I'm not doing that, I'm gonna go a completely different route. And they've been happy with their decisions. So you just gotta get to a point as you grow and get older to say, I am going to do this, or no, this is no longer for me. And a lot of that comes through prayer, understanding, or whatever you believe in, understanding that that's where you are in your life and accepting it, or making the choice to say, no, I'm still going to maintain this relationship I have with dance.
The last one.
Okay, so how y'all like cover? Because like I know like on my team, like we gotta have like, a certain hairstyle. But I be saying y'all do like you got your hair, another girl got natural hair. Like do that matter or do that just y'all can do what y'all want?
It depends on the team.
Yeah,
Did y'all say?
Yeah.
It depends on the team.
But I think now, I know for us at least, we want to see you how you come. The most natural you.
Yeah, it's gonna be based on the team because y'all always look alike, right? And y'all always look alike. Yeah. So that's the team.
Even down to the makeup, like we don't even wear the full beat faces sometimes anymore.
Yeah, sometimes it'll either be like presentable or glam. It's like either or. Presentable is like brows, lashes, a little lip line, a little lip gloss. Glam is like everything.
I do have one more thing to say. I wanted to, just talk to you ladies about this exposure. Something like this opportunity today is exposure. Hop on every opportunity right now because at the end of the day, everybody, we are still students of the art. We're still learning every single day. But in order, everybody talks about like, oh my God, Airielle, you're so versatile. You know how to do this, you know how to do that. That's because and thanks to moms too. Sometimes I didn't want to take that ballet class or I didn't want to take that salsa dancing class. But mama was like, girl, you're going to take it today, okay? And not realizing how everything that you learn in every genre will help you become that dancer. So hop on every single opportunity. I always tell people we was talking about this earlier, dance conventions. I found myself in going to dance conventions.
I didn't quite travel yet, so like I kind of did the New Orleans city, the Baton Rouge or Biloxi. I remember kind of going to those cities starting off. But when you go to a dance convention, it's a weekend long of classes. You're taking classes from different professionals who are either choreographers, they're either working dancers, people who are industry dancers, they're on Broadway. You're just taking a whole bunch of classes in all of these genres, and there's auditions there. You have audition preps. You have for the agencies, you have agency prep classes. It's just so much education there, whether it's dance-wise or just, you know, entertainment-wise. It's just so many different avenues just going to dance conventions. So that's how I found myself, and with dancers I really am, is by going to, you know, dance conventions. So put yourselves in that water. In order for you to grow, you got to put yourself in uncomfortable situations. I tell myself that all the time. Like, you're not the only, I see you, baby, you're not the only one that's haven't taken this style before. But if you put yourself in there, you commit, what's for you, it's gonna be for you, but you got to put yourself out there first. So that's just what I wanted to, you know.
Are there any programs in what that
Programs in New Orleans,
Like technique or like what?
I mean, there's
Nova. I have a dancer that's in Nova.
yeah, there's Nova. I know Noka hosts, you know, open master, like go to master classes, go to open, open any like open class. You could go on. Like, we're in the age of internet now. Like, you can, there's things, virtual classes. You could look it up on Instagram, hip hop class near me, or, you know, on Google or something. Like, it's there for you. You just gotta.
And YouTube has a lot, because in me trying to train and keep up to date on things to better myself as a coach to teach my dancers, a lot of different YouTube teachers have, like, they have websites, and you go there, you can subscribe for cheap, or you can actually take a beginner ballet class, and you really put your computer up, stand next to your dresser, and do whatever it is. So you can actually just take classes in your room on YouTube, to be honest. There's a bunch of technique classes on YouTube, to be honest. And not long, drawing out 2-3 hours, like 30 minutes an hour at a time. So thank you, ladies. So we still have 2 more things to do. Jonelle is going to teach something briefly, and then y'all have a dance to learn. And that's what we're going to do over the next 2 hours. So put your trash away, take off your layers. Oh, wait, stay tight. Let's take a big picture real quick while we're already.
1, guys, 3, 2, 1. That shit crazy.